Alright, I'd like to welcome you guys back to Pro Built Systems. What we have for you today is the NZXT Phantom 530 computer tower. Now, we're going to jump right in. Start off with this beautiful side panel. You have acrylic window. And this window is an angled design, which is basically meant so you don't have to look at your drives and all your cabling and stuff here. Kind of the less flattering components in your tower. But you do have an option for a 140mm fan here to give you some cross ventilation to kind of cool those drives. Mostly important for mechanicals, but it's nice to keep everything cool. Moving on to the rear of the tower, you have 8 PCI slots, grommeting for water cooling, which I've still never seen anyone use to this day. Rear I/O shield. And then you also have some back LED lighting that's going to light your rear I/O, both here and here. When it comes to fans, we have a rear 140mm fan that is height adjustable. That feature is mostly important if you're going to be putting a radiator there, and you can kind of keep it off the board, and just some basic minute adjustments. So we're moving on to the front of the tower. Basically what makes a Phantom is these really beautiful centered curves. Each different of the Phantom has a slightly different curved design, but every Phantom in the entire series is going to have this really beautiful kind of curvy design as opposed to a traditional totally flat tower. The front door on this version is greatly enhanced in comparison to its predecessor. This door uses a magnetic lock instead of the push button to open, which was really cheap. But we have a very sturdy and well-built door, 3 CD bays here, and then you have a front 200mm fan. So on this tower, the front I/O is actually on the top. You have a 3-speed fan controller, power here, then reset, 2 USB 3.0, and front side audio. And you'll see here with the continued curve, which makes the Phantom a Phantom. For fans on the top, we have 3 200mm or 3 140mm. And the nice thing about these is the way that the curvature on top is designed. You can have a radiator with really good fans and basically have plenty of room for all of your components and stuff up there. Moving inside the tower, you have 3 hard drive bays here, 2 hard drive bays here, and 1 hard drive bay here. These are removable and interchangeable. Each drive bay supports a solid state or a full-size mechanical. You have a vacant 140mm fan slot here, which is downsizable to 120mm. You also have 3 CD bays here with one of the most robust locking systems I've ever seen. And instead of the cheap plastic push button, this is a full metal locking system here with 2 pins inside that holds your drive in place. The bottom of the case, power supply is lifted off with nice rubber feet. You have filtered air intake for your power supply if you flip it upside down, as most people do nowadays. You also have spots for 2 120mm fans on the bottom with a removable air filter. Now to the motherboard tray, you have rubber grommets here for cable management. And as NZXT is known for, you have ample room behind for cable management. But you need to be aware that there is a solid state mount in the back, so sometimes that can impede with cable management because it's basically dead center right here in the middle of the tray. Alright, and now for the back. Here's that solid state mount we talked about earlier. Here is your fan controller with ample room for multiple additional fans to fill basically every slot. Which is nice because I've noticed some towers will have more slots for fans available on their controller. So you're going to end up with some fans that aren't controlled, in which case the controller is totally pointless because its point is to ramp down noise. So, I'll take out one of these here so you guys can see how these are. I like this type of tray, basically because it's got bend points on it, so it's really easy to get your full-size drives in there. And it also has a really convenient solid-state mount. Alright, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe, and post a comment. What do you guys think of the Phantom series? Personally, aesthetically, they're one of my favorite series. They've been one of my favorites since the beginning, although the original Phantom did have some issues. But you pay for beauty, so... Alright, once again, I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I'd like to thank you for solving problems with power.